Grandma, I did actually change my intro, so I hope you enjoy. Hi, Grandma. Today I'm going to be reading A Series of Unfortunate Events, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket, Book 1. So let's continue where we left off. The Butler children had left the house. Mr. Poe's automobile rumbled along the cobblestone streets of the city toward the neighborhood where Count Olaf lived. They passed horse-drawn carriages and motorcycles. Along Doldrum Drive, they passed the fickle fountain, an abruptly carved mountain that occasionally spat out water, which young children liked to play at. They passed an enormous pile of dirt where the Royal Guardsmen Gardens once stood. Before too long, Mr. Poe drove his car down a narrow alley lined with houses made of pale brick and stopped halfway down the block. "Here we are," Mr. Poe said, "your new home." The Baudelaire children looked out and saw the prettiest house on the block. The bricks had been cleaned very well, and though the wined and open windows, one could see an assortment of well-groomed plants. Standing at the doorway with her hand on a shiny brass door knob was an older woman, smartly dressed, who was smiling at the children. In one hand she carried a flower pot. "Hello there," she called out. "You must be the children Count Olaf is adopting." Violet opened the door of the automobile and got out to shake the woman's hand. It felt firm and warm. And so, for the first time in a long while, Violet felt as if her life and the lives of her siblings might turn out well after all. "Yes," she said. "Yes, we are. I'm Violet Baudelaire, and this is my brother Klaus, and this is my sister Sunny. And this is Mr. Poe, who has been arranging things for us since the death of our parents." "Yes, I heard about that accident," the woman said, and as everyone said how do you do. "I am Justice Strauss." "That's an unusual first name," Klaus remarked. "It's my title," she explained. "Not my first name. I have several as a judge on the High Court. How fantastic! How fascinating!" Violet said. "And are you married to Count Olaf?" "Goodness, no, me? No," Justice Strauss said. I don't actually know him that well. He's my next-door neighbor." The children looked from the well-scrubbed house of Justice Strauss to the one next door. The bricks were stained with grime. There were only two small windows, which were closed, and the shades and the bricks were stained with grime. There were only two small windows, which were closed, with shutters drawn even through. It was a nice day. Rising above the windows was a tall and dirty tower that tilted slightly to the left. The front door needed to be repainted, and carved in the middle of it was an image of an eye. The entire building sagged to the side. It looked like a crooked tooth. "Oh," said Sunny, and everyone knew what that meant. She meant, "What a terrible place. I don't want to live there." "Well, it was nice to meet you," Violet said to Justice Strauss. "Yes," said Justice Strauss, gesturing to her flower pot. "Perhaps one day you could come over and help me with my gardening." "That would be pleasant," Violet said very sadly. It would, of course, been pleasant to help Justice Strauss with her garden, but Violet couldn't help thinking what it would be like living with Count Olaf. What would be like living with Count Olaf. Violet wondered what would the carving of the image would the carving of the image of the eye. Violet looked at the image of the eye on his front door and wondered what it was. Mr. Poe tipped his hat to Justice Strauss, who smiled at the children and disappeared in her lovely house. Klaus stepped forward and knocked on Count Olaf's door. His knuckles wrapped right in the middle of the carved eye. There was a pause, and then the door creaked open. The children saw Count Olaf for the first time. And that is where I'm going to end it today. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you next time. And Count Olaf is going to be, they're going to be in Count Olaf's household, so come back next Wednesday and Friday. And later today, I'm going to be posting some of my Wayside School books. Don't forget to listen to the ones that I've already posted, because they are going to get a little confusing. But goodbye.